If your legs feel heavy, swollen, or tired by the afternoon, especially after 70, you've probably been told that's just aging. It's usually not your heart, and it's not your arteries acting alone. Most of the time, it's a small group of muscles in your lower legs that have quietly stopped doing their job. I'm walking you through 5 exercises in order that retrain those muscles, starting seated, ending standing, no equipment needed. If you only have time for one, stick around for the last one. It's the single movement clinicians point to most for keeping legs feeling lighter after 70. Here's the piece that surprises people. Your calf muscles work like a second heart for your legs. Every time they contract, they squeeze the veins around them and help push blood back up toward your heart. This is basic vein physiology, sometimes called the calf muscle pump or the venous pump. When those muscles go quiet, which happens easily with age and long stretches of sitting, blood tends to settle around the ankles and lower legs. That's a big part of where the swelling, aching, and heaviness comes from. Walking is excellent for overall health, but it doesn't always give these specific muscles a strong, clear signal, especially later in life. That's why a handful of very simple, seated to standing movements get recommended specifically for circulation, not general fitness. None of these are intense. If you have a heart condition, a recent leg injury or surgery, or ongoing balance problems, run this by your doctor before starting. But for most people, this is about as gentle as exercise gets. Exercise number 5, gentle seated calf activation. This is where many clinicians start when an older patient describes heavy legs, ankle swelling, or that tired feeling by the end of the day. It looks almost too simple to matter, which is exactly why people skip it. Sit in a sturdy chair with both feet flat on the floor, about hip-width apart. Slowly lift your heels as high as feels comfortable, keeping the balls of your feet on the ground. Pause for a moment at the top. Then lower your heels back down with control. That's it. No standing, no balance challenge, no strain on the knees or hips. Lifting the heels like this tightens and relaxes the calf muscles in a controlled way, which is exactly the pumping action that helps move blood upward. It's especially useful during long stretches of sitting, watching TV, riding in a car, working at a desk. Move slowly and breathe normally. If you feel any cramping, lift a little less high or take a short break. The 2 most common mistakes here are rushing the movement and holding your breath. Neither helps, and both can leave you lightheaded. Gentle, controlled reps beat fast ones every time. Many people notice their legs feeling lighter within a few weeks of doing this daily. Exercise number 4, supported ankle-to-knee flow. Once the calf muscles are waking up, the next step is getting the joints just above them moving freely too, mainly the knee. Stay seated, feet flat on the floor, both hands resting on the sides of the chair for support. One leg at a time, slowly slide your foot back toward the chair, letting the knee bend. Then slide it forward again until the leg is nearly straight. Think of it as guiding the joint, not forcing it. Switch legs and repeat. Long periods with the knee barely moving, which happens easily when sitting for hours, can slow circulation and add to stiffness and swelling below the joint. Restoring that natural bend and straighten motion helps keep fluid from settling in the lower leg. Keep the movement smooth and breathe normally throughout. If your knee protests, shorten the range and work within what's pain-free. This should feel soothing, like oiling a hinge, not like testing how far the joint can go. Exercise number 3, supported standing weight shift. This is the first standing movement, and it's introduced carefully. Nothing here is about testing your balance. Stand behind a sturdy chair or at a kitchen counter, hands resting lightly on the support, feet about hip-width apart. Slowly shift your weight onto one leg, then gently back to center, then on to the other leg. The motion is subtle. You're not lifting your feet, just teaching your legs and hips to share the load smoothly. This matters more than it sounds like it should. Every step, every turn, every shift in stance depends on your body moving weight cleanly from one leg to the other. When that process gets hesitant, circulation can slow and stiffness tends to build, especially after long periods of sitting. Shift slowly and evenly, breathing naturally. If you ever feel unsteady, make the shift smaller or lean more of your weight into your hands. Avoid locking your knees or leaning your upper body too far forward. Picture your weight moving like a slow pendulum, not a lunge. Exercise number 2, chair-assisted sit-to-stand. This one mirrors something you already do dozens of times a day, just done with intention. Sit in a sturdy chair with your feet flat on the floor, slightly behind your knees. Lean forward just enough to bring your weight over your feet, then rise to standing slowly for about 3 seconds. Pause briefly at the top, then sit back down just as slowly, using the armrests or your thighs for support if you need it. Standing up from a chair uses large muscles in the thighs, hips, and calves together, and that coordinated contraction is genuinely useful for circulation. It pushes blood upward through the legs while building the strength that makes standing up easier in daily life. Start with just a few reps, the 2 mistakes worth avoiding: dropping quickly back into the chair and holding your breath. Both cut down the benefit, and dropping fast can strain the joints. If your knees are uncomfortable, shorten the range and lean on your hands more until strength improves. Exercise number 1, controlled heel-to-stand flow. This is the one many clinicians consider the most valuable for leg circulation after 70. Not because it's hard, but because it brings everything together: calf activation, weight transfer, and standing strength in a single smooth movement. Stand with your hands resting lightly on a chair or counter, feet hip-width apart. Slowly lift your heels just a little, feeling the calves engage, then lower them back down. From there, bend your knees slightly and straighten again, like beginning to sit but choosing to stand tall instead. Let it flow calmly from heel lift to gentle bend to a relaxed standing position. This pattern shows up constantly in daily life: rising from a chair, stepping forward, adjusting your stance. Your calves, thighs, and hips all work together in exactly this sequence, and combined muscle activation like this supports circulation more effectively than any of these movements done alone. Keep it smooth and unhurried, breathing naturally, starting with a small range of motion. If you feel unsteady, lean more on your hands or reduce the depth of the bend. The one thing to avoid is rushing this into a squat. It isn't about effort, it's about a steady movement your body can repeat every day. If you only build one of these 5 into your routine, this is the one most professionals point to. Over the last few minutes, you've seen that leg circulation after 70 doesn't depend on pushing harder or doing complicated workouts. It starts with gently waking up the muscles that help move blood, then restoring motion through the joints, then learning to shift weight with confidence, and finally bringing it all together in one calm, standing movement. Each step builds on the one before it. Practiced consistently, day after day, many older adults notice their legs feel lighter and less tight, standing up gets easier, and sitting for long periods feels less uncomfortable. Not because you forced anything, but because you reminded your body how these parts work together. The benefit goes beyond comfort. Supporting circulation in your legs also supports balance and can ease the fear of falling, which is really about staying independent, moving through your own home, and getting through the day without your legs holding you back. Which part of this affects you most right now? Heaviness, swelling, or fatigue? Let me know in the comments, along with your age and where you're watching from. And if this was useful, share it with someone who might need it.